Hello friends, today we are starting the subject that is known as the numerical analysis. And before we start the numerical analysis, the most important part of any numerical calculation is the error. So at first we are starting from the sources of errors that can occur in the numerical analysis or any type of numerical calculations. The first one is known as the input errors. That means when the input data is wrong, it make the error. Obviously, with which the data we are collecting and after that we are doing the calculation, if it contain the error, then the calculation must be errorful for any type of numerical analysis. So that type of error is known as the input error or the inherent error. That means the error is already inherent in the data with which we are calculating. The second one is known as the algorithmic error. When the algorithm used to compute the problem is errorful. That means when we are proceeding with the numerical calculation, we use some algorithm. Now, if this type of algorithm is errorful, then the calculation for the numerical analysis must be with error. So that type of error is practically known as the algorithmic error. The third one is practically known as the computational error. And during the computation, particularly when multiplication and division operations are going on, some digits may be discarded due to the limitations of memory space of the computer. We know that whatever the numerical calculations are discussing here would be based on the computational thing. That means we are proceeding with the algorithms and we are doing the computation on computers. Now each and every computer must have some memory that is bounded, and that is also known as the word, WORD. Now based on that word, some type of multiplication and division operations when going on, then some digits may be discarded. So it must generate some error. That type of error is practically known as the computational error. So input algorithms and the computational error are the different type of algorithmic error. Now we are proceeding with a diagram, and that is the schematic sequence for solving a problem using a digital computer, pointing out the source of errors. So where the error can be generated. The first one, real problem. Okay, that is the input error, or the error is already inhered in the real problem. Then whatever the model we are generating, that is already containing the error. So there may be some error. After that, the algorithm we are using. So if it contains the error, then the numerical computation may also fall with errorful. Then the programming, it may also contain some error. And finally, based on the computer memory space, that is known as the computational error. And finally, we are getting the result. Now obviously, if any one of these schematic sequence is with error, the result must be with error. Now before we proceed with another type of thing, Just we here describing the accuracy of numbers. There are practically two types of numbers. Number one is known as the approximate number. Two types of a number are, one is approximate, another one is exact. The exact numbers are, suppose 2, 4, 9, 7 by 2, that means 3.5, 6.45, etc. That type of numbers are practically exact. That means whatever the value is given here is exactly the same. So those type of numbers are known as the exact numbers. But there may some numbers, suppose 4 by 3. After division, we are getting 1.333, never ending 3 after the decimal point. Suppose square root of 2, that means 1.414213 dot 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 dot, that means that is also never ending after the decimal point. Another one, suppose pi, that is 3.141592 dot dot dot, which cannot be expressed by a finite number of digits, and those numbers are not exact and those are approximated after decimal point with some digits. Suppose 4 by 3 already said that 1.3333, but that 3 is never ending, but we are approximating it up to 1.33. That means after decimal point, that is up to fourth decimal point. Such as for square root of 2, we are approximating it, that is 1.4141. That means once again up to fourth decimal point. And such as for pi, that is 3.1416, same as up to fourth decimal place. Okay. So next, the most important term is known as the significant digits. The digits used to express a number are called the significant digits. Once again, the digits used to express a number are called significant digits. Particularly in decimal number system, the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 are the significant digits. 0 is also called the significant digit according to its position in the number. Now, once again, about the discussion for the significant digit, we have to know another one term, and that is known as the T-digit Mantissa form. The significant digits are recognized by the use of floating point representation, and that is known as the T-digit Mantissa form, and that is looking like D1, D2, D3 up to DT. That means the tth term into beta to the power m, where D1 to DT are the integers and beta is known as the base and m is known as the power. Let 3.9 into 10 to the power 6. Here 10 is the base beta, 6 is the power m, and that is the integer 3 and 9. 3.909 into 10 to the power 5. Beta is 10, power is 5, and 3909, those are the integer numbers. 6 into 10 to the power minus 2. That means here the power is negative. In those example, base is the 10, all the three cases. Power is 6, 5 and minus 2 respectively. The part before the multiplication sign, that means that multiplication sign is the Mantissa, and that is known as up to t-digit Mantissa form. Now here we are giving the list of some numbers, their Mantissa form and also the significant digit. Let's check the list here. The first one, 3696. Now we can write it, that number, in the form of Mantissa 3696 into 10 to the power 0. So which are the significant digits? 3, 6, 9 and 6. So there are 4 significant digits in 3696. 3060, that is the number. Now that can be written in the Mantissa form 306 into 10 to the power 1. So which are the significant digits? Already we have said from 1 to 9 are the significant digits, and 0 is also significant digit based on its position. Now here that 0 can be written in the form of Mantissa into 10 to the power 1. So that is not treated as the significant digit. But look at that 0 in between 3 and 6. That is a significant digit. So here the significant digits are 3, 0 and 6. There are 3 significant digits. Let's check the next number, 3900. In Mantissa form, 39 into 10 to the power 2. So how many significant digits? 3 and 9. So there are 2 significant digits. Next one, 39.69. That can be written 3969 into 10 to the power minus 2. So 3969. There are 4 significant digits. In the next number, that is 0.3964, that can be written 3964 into 10 to the power minus 4. So the significant digits are 3, 9, 6 and 4. 39.00, that can be written in the form of Mantissa 39 into 10 to the power 0. So 3 and 9, those are the significant digits. Next one, 0.00039, that can be written in the form of Mantissa 39 into 10 to the power minus 5. So the significant digits are 3 and 9. Same as 0.000390. Now that is written in the form of, here we cannot omit that 0. We can omit either that zeros or that 0. But here we have to, in the Mantissa form, that is written 390 into 10 to the power minus 6. So the significant digits are 3, 9 and 0. Look after. In that number, 0 is after the 3 and 9 at the end, but that is also treating as a significant digit. The next number, 3.0069. Here in Mantissa form, 30069 into 10 to the power minus 4. So the significant digits are 3, 0, 0, 6 and 9. The next number is already written in the form of Mantissa, but we are just changing it from 3.9 into 10 to the power 6. So that is 39 into 10 to the power 5. So the significant digits are 3 and 9. Next one, once again written in the form of Mantissa, 3.909 into 10 to the power 5. We are just changing it, 3909 into 10 to the power 2. So the significant digits are 3, 9, 0 and 9. and finally 6 into 10 to the power minus 2. The mantissa form remains the same and only one significant digit, that is 6. So that is the way how we can find out the significant digits. Next, another most important procedure to find out the approximate number is known as the rounding off. The most used method to find the approximation of any number, but it follows some rules. The rules of the round of a number to n significant digits, we discard all digits to the right of the nth digit, but using the following three rules. The first one, suppose less than 5 in the n plus 1th place. So leave the nth place digit unaltered. Suppose the number is 7.893. That means it is given in the 3 decimal places, but we are trying to approximate it up to 2 decimal place. So when that is the first decimal place, that is the second decimal place. So that is the nth place. So we have to check the n plus 1 place. That means after nth place, after second place, the value is, the digit value is 3. That is less than 5. So when that is less than 5, just leave the nth digit unaltered. That means just leave here the second digit unaltered. So that means that is becoming 7.89 up to 2 decimal places. Second rule, greater than 5 in n plus 1th place. Increase the nth digit by unity, and if needed n minus 1 place also, n minus 2th place also, and that is sequentially. Let's check the first number 6.3456, that means up to given 4th decimal place. Now we are changing it to up to 3 decimal place. So that means we have to check here the digit is 5. That is the next digit, that is 6, and that is greater than 5. So when that is greater than 5, increase the nth digit by unity. So that means here we are increasing the 5 by 1. So the approximate number is up to 3 decimal place 6.346. Let's check the next number. Here that is also given up to 4th decimal place 6.9999. Now we have to approximate that number up to 3rd decimal place. In the 3rd decimal place, that is 9. In the 4th decimal place, that is also 9, that is greater than 5. So it must be the 3rd place, that means the 3rd digit 9 must be increased by 1. So when we are increasing it by 1, it is becoming 10 or 0. Due to that carry on 1, that is also becoming the second digit also as 10. So that is 0 here. Another one carry on, that is 1 for addition with 9, that is becoming 10. And after that the final carry on 1 is adding with 6. So the final result approximate number giving us 7.000. Now the third rule. The third rule says exactly 5 in the n plus 1th place. Here increase the nth digit by unity if it is odd. Otherwise leave it unaltered. Let's check here. The first number up to 3 decimal place it has been given. We are approximating up to 2 decimal place. 12.675, exactly 5 in the third place. So here look at that digit, that is odd or even. If it is odd, then increase by unity. So 12.675 is nearly equal to 12.68. Next number 12.685. 5 at the third place after decimal point, and here 8, that means that is even, so that must be unaltered. So that is nearly equal to 12.68. Now here third place exactly 5, in the second place that is 9, that means that is odd, so it must be increased by 1. So when we are adding 1, it is becoming 10 or 0, carry on 1, and adding with 6 give us 7. So that is nearly equal to 12.70. Let's check the rounding off with some more numbers. The first one 00.543241. We are now rounding up to 3 digits. Only 3 digits, not after point. So that means 00.543. Here 00 is present, so that is becoming 00.543. After 4 digit, that means 0.5432. That is 4, that is less than 5. So there is no change, 0.5432. And up to 5 digit, once again, that is 1 less than 5. So we are proceeding and getting the approximate number 00.54324. Next number 39.5255. Now look at the fourth digit here, that is 5. But before point, decimal point, there is 39. So when we are proceeding with the 3 digit, that means we are starting here from 3. So 39.5. After that the fourth digit is coming, and that is less than 5. So the result is approximate number is 39.5, because that is 3 digit, and that is based on the significant digit. Next one, 4 digit, starting from 39, that means 3952. Now that is 5, exactly 5. Here 2, that is even, remaining unaltered. So 39.52. Next, up to 5 digit, that means 39525. 6 digit is exactly 5, but 5 is here, that is odd. So we are getting the approximate number as 39.526. In the same way, 69.4155 up to 3 digit, that is 69.4. Up to 4 digit, once again that is odd, that is exact 5. So we are increasing 1 with 1, 69.42, and up to 5th digit, that is 69.416. Same as 00.667676. So up to 3 digit, that is 7. 4th digit, that is 6. Now that is greater than 5. So we are adding 1 here, getting 00.668. Same as for 4th digit, that is 0.6676. Here also once again the 5th digit is greater than 5. So we are adding 1 here and getting 0.6677. And finally, for the fifth digit, we are looking up to the fifth digit, that is 7. Now the sixth digit is 6 greater than 5. So we are adding 1 with 7 and getting the approximate number as 0.66768. So look once again, 39.5255 rounded off to 3 digit is 39.5. Now rounding off to 3 decimal point, that means after point, that is 5 to 6. So that is the difference of rounding up to 3 digit and rounding up to 3 decimal point. The next one term is practically very important, that is known as the epsilon. Already we have said that a computer has a finite word length. That means the 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit, 128-bit, etc. And so only a fixed number of digits are stored and used during computation. Hence, during computation, computer stores the number depending on its capability or the word length. So the error is introduced and it is completely machine generated. So that type of error is practically known as the machine epsilon. And the machine epsilon is the main culprit for the computational error. In the next video, we will discuss about the different type of errors.